So if I sound a bit off, if I sound a little weird, I do apologize. I did have a sore throat yesterday, and I think I'm still kind of recovering from that. And I think I might have a cold right now, so that's why my nose sounds stuffed up. I do apologize. But this game. Now, of course, it was heavily hyped up. This game was all week. Patriots coming off of a poor performance against the Dolphins this past Monday night, Monday Night Football, and obviously the Steelers. I think had a good game at home against the Ravens. To me, I felt like that was a game they should have won by more points, but that's just been the Steelers this year, where they face teams below them and they barely sneak out with a victory. So we go into this game, of course, in Heinz Field. This game, as a Patriot fan, I wanted to stab myself numerous times because this was just frustrating. Brady wasn't as bad as he was on Monday night, so thank goodness for that. He did throw an interception, but I believe it was the first interception the Steelers have had against Tom Brady in something ridiculous like 15 years. So yeah, it's been a while since that's been a while. So it's been a while for the Steelers to get an interception from Tom Brady. So Tom Brady was 22 for 35, as I mentioned, interception. He did throw a touchdown against Brandon Cooks. Yes, Brandon Cooks had a much better game this game than he did against the Dolphins, where it felt like every other play, Tom Brady was dying to throw the ball down the field to Brandon Cooks, even though he wasn't open by any stretch of the imagination. He had like 3 guys covering him at one point, but no, let's just keep throwing to Brandon Cooks. And obviously Gronk, coming back from suspension, played very well. By the way, Brandon Cooks, 4 receptions, 60 yards. Rob Gronkowski, 9 receptions, 168 yards, have a day, including a big time on the game-winning drive, which was 3 receptions, 69 yards. And I'll get to the end of the game, guys. Don't worry. I know people are going to be like, oh, the elephant in the room, oh, Jesse James. Get to there just a moment. Dion Lewis, 13 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Rex Burkhead had to leave this game due to an injury. I believe it was a knee injury. That's just a bummer for the Patriots. One less weapon for Tom Brady and company. But he did leave the game. Don't know what his status would be next week when they go home and host the Buffalo Bills, who just came off a victory against the Dolphins 24-16, which Jay Cutler just gave him that game on a silver platter. But back to this game. Rex Burkhead did have a touchdown, 4 carries, 12 yards at TD. And that was pretty much it for Patriot receivers for the most part, or targets. I mean, yeah, Dan Amendola with a couple receptions. Kenny Britt made his Patriot debut. Yes, Kenny Britt, former Ram, Titan, Brown great. Kenny Britt. 1 reception, 7 yards. Still doing a tad bit more than Philip Dorsett has been doing. And then you go Stephen Gostkowski, who was 2 for 2 with field goals, but he did miss an extra point, and that's when I wanted to bang my head, because it could have been tied 17-17. Oh, touchdown of Brandon Cooks, mixed extra point, 17-16 Steelers. I've been praising Gostkowski till the cows come home for the longest time, and then finally he does this again. You know what I'm saying? And then the Patriots, the guy had a sack. But that was pretty much it. I mean, Trey Flowers, Wise, and then Harmon had a key interception. I'll get to that in just a moment as well. But this defense. Once again, last week they gave up, I believe it was 27 points. This week they gave up 24 to a much better quarterback, in my honest opinion, with much more weapons. So don't ask why. They guess that's a slight improvement for the Patriots. But Stephon Gilmore, man, oh my lord. I am done with Stephon Gilmore, okay? First few games of the season, he stuck up the joint. Then for about 3 to 4 weeks, he was actually playing rather well. And then now he stinks again. I don't get this. You telling me the only good Bills player we've gotten in the last, year has been Chris Hogan? Brother. Seriously. Unbelievable. But with that being said, also Chris Hogan was out of this game, so Patriots obviously more injuries. Then we go on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, 22 for 30, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'll put an asterisk on that 2 touchdowns, and again I'll tell you why. Got the interception by Harmon. Le'Veon Bell, very good game by him, of course. 24 carries, 117 yards, a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell's just Le'Veon Bell. Juju Smith-Schuster. 6 receptions, 114 yards, including a big play late in the fourth quarter. Martavis Bryant, 4 receptions, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Antonio Brown, only two receptions for 24 yards. He had to leave the game due to, I believe it was a fibula or chibula. I think it was fibula. And at first, I think it was like Adam Schefter, of course, was playing it nice and low. Like, oh, he should be fine. He's just going to the locker room. Then within like 20 minutes later, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, Antonio Brown's being rushed to a hospital. And I'm going, oh my goodness. So hopefully, I'm a fan of Antonio Brown, believe it or not. I think he's obviously the best wide receiver in the NFL. I hope he has a speedy recovery. A lot of big key players have been injured this season, and I hope he's not a bad name on that list. So, plus he's obviously big for the Steelers. With him being out, yes, I know they have Bell, Bryant, Schuster. They obviously have weapons on this team. Heck, Eli Rogers had a touchdown reception in this one, but words can describe how huge he is for this team. So this is coming from someone that's not a Steelers fan. So imagine if you are a Steelers fan. Chris Boswell, so I'd like to call him this year Mr. Miracle, because it seems like when there's like 15 seconds or left, give it to this guy. Like, forget Justin Tucker, lol. This guy's clutch. So, and then on defense, you had Williams and the interception. I believe Ryan Shazier was also at the game. Obviously, he wasn't playing, but he was at the game, and it was cool to see Ryan Shazier. It's a feel-good moment. Obviously, the guy had a freak injury. Sadly, it's most likely a career-ending injury. But obviously, even if it's career-ending, it stinks. But you just hope the guy can, play well. Not play well. Just just be able to live a normal life. Doesn't have to worry about being in a wheelchair or anything like that. So, but anyway, so to the end of the game, holy moly. Okay, so Tom Brady. Lol, Tom Brady. Fourth quarter cheese. In the fourth quarter alone, you had Steven Gostkowski make the field goal. Given to Gronk, felt like nonstop. Dion Lewis, 8-yard touchdown run. Patriots need, 2-point conversion. Gronkowski gets it, 2-point conversion. Pats up 27-24. And then, it seemed like within seconds, Big Ben to Juju Smith-Schuster. Throws it deep. I believe it was a 69-yard reception. Ridiculous. This guy's only like, 21 years old? I think he just turned 21 a few weeks ago. This guy's going to be a stud. And, gets pushed out of bounds. And then you had the moment. I believe it was third down, which, by the way, this Patriot team made me contemplate throwing myself out of a window when it came on third down for the Steelers. Because last week it was, the Patriots can't convert third downs. Thank God they learned how to convert third downs again. But on defense, they couldn't stop on third downs. And I'm going, third down, pass to Jesse James. It was controversial. Did he go over the pylon or not? At first, it looked like a touchdown. I was like, okay, I see you, Steelers fans. You guys got robbed. That was a touchdown. And then I kept on seeing replays over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I kept on seeing like still shots, obviously, pictures. And I was just going, okay, well, ball pops out right there. It's a dumb rule. It is a rule. It's a dumb rule. I don't agree with it. I know people go for it. I've heard a lot of people already compare it to a Des Bryant. Dez caught it. Did Dez Bryant catch it? Kind of like several years ago, obviously in the playoffs against the Packers, the Cowboys, and oh goodness gracious, this is what happens when you're sick. Your brain just goes in Green Bay. So this was tough, and then finally, I believe it was about 12 seconds to go in the game. Big Ben was pressured. I don't know what Roethlisberger was thinking when he made this throw. I know I said on Twitter, it was kind of like a Russell Wilson thing, but here's the thing. Russell Wilson at least had a decent, look, and he looked like he was confident of throwing it. Big Ben just felt like he just chucked it up in the end zone, 12 yards away. And then, it was batted away. Harmon gets up the jump ball, catches in the end zone, touchback, game over. So, yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy game to say the least. Patriots do improve to 11-3. Steelers fall to 11-3. So even if the season started now, you'd think, oh, they're the same record. Patriots obviously would have the edge because of the matchup. They just won, so this is a big time for the Patriots. And then the final two games for the Patriots should be W's, depending how it happens. But the reason I say depending how it happens is because, again, Bill Belichick likes to rest his star players the final week of the season, no matter if home field advantage is there for the taking or not. I don't know who the Steelers are playing the next two games, so I'm not sure. I know the Steelers host the Browns week 17. I don't know who the Steelers are playing next week, so I can't be 100% sure. But I know the Patriots do host the Bills, and they host the Jets. So the final two games are just home games. It was the last road game for the Patriots of the regular season. So big win for the Patriots, and good game with the Steelers. I knew this was going to be a tough game. Easily, probably the toughest game the Patriots had coming into the season, in all honesty. Even, against the rematch of the Super Bowl against the Falcons, I knew this was the game that was going to make me go, ugh. So, and, who knows what happened? I mean, who knows if Antonio Brown stayed in the game and was healthy? Who knows? Rex Burkhead stayed in the game. If Patriots had Julian Edelman on his, Ryan Shazier was able to play again. There's a lot of what ifs in there. So you can't say, oh, well, I knew this was going to happen. Blah, blah, blah. So, fun game. Again, stressful. But, I like games like this. I'm getting tired of the, primetime games. This wasn't a primetime game. You get the idea. It was the primetime games like 37-6, and I'm just going, why do they show this game? You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, Patriots head to Foxborough and host the Bills next week. And that should be a W, I think, for the Patriots. And, yeah. Hopefully, by this time next week, I don't sound like I don't know, a rod stuck up my nose. Because, yeah.